Have you ever felt like something is missing, even when everything seems fine? You have the job, the friends, the phone full of notifications. But when the noise fades, there's a quiet emptiness, a restlessness that can't be explained. You scroll, you consume, you achieve, and yet a subtle question keeps echoing in the background. What's the point of it all? Carl Jung saw this question as the great crisis of the modern soul. He believed that beneath all our progress and technology lies a deep spiritual hunger, a loss of meaning that no amount of success or distraction can fill. For Jung, this wasn't just a personal problem, it was a collective one. He saw modern humanity as psychologically adrift, cut off from the ancient sources of wisdom, myth, and inner experience that once gave life its depth. But Jung also offered a way forward, a return not to the past, but to the depths within ourselves. A reconnection with the unconscious, that vast, forgotten part of the psyche that still carries the roots of meaning and soul. Today, we're exploring Carl Jung's vision of the modern crisis, why so many of us feel lost despite having everything, and how reconnecting with the unconscious might just restore the sense of purpose we've been searching for. Welcome to The Unfolding Journey, the channel where we explore the meeting point of psychology, philosophy, and spirituality. If you're drawn to inner growth, depth, and the search for meaning, you've found your tribe. Jung once said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls." He was describing what he saw in the early 20th century, but his words have only grown more relevant. The modern world gives us comfort, speed, and endless connection. Yet it often leaves us feeling spiritually malnourished. We've traded sacred symbols for screens, rituals for routines, and contemplation for consumption. Jung observed that modern people no longer live within a cosmos of meaning. In ancient times, religion, myth, and community gave people a framework, a story about who they were and why they existed. Life had a rhythm tied to the cycles of nature and the mysteries of the soul. But as science and rationalism rose, these symbolic systems began to crumble. The gods faded, and in their place came the human ego, proud, logical, and isolated. We became the masters of the external world, but strangers to our inner one. And with that came what Jung called the spiritual problem of modern man. Jung didn't reject science, he respected it deeply. But he warned that a purely material worldview reduces life to mechanism and chance. When everything is explained in rational terms, mystery disappears. And so does meaning. Without the sacred, we start to experience what Jung called existential emptiness, a vacuum in the soul. We try to fill it with productivity, entertainment, ideology, or romance. But none of it lasts. It's not that modern life is inherently bad. It's that we've forgotten one half of existence, the inner world. We've become lopsided, overdeveloped intellectually, underdeveloped spiritually. For Jung, this imbalance creates what he called mass neurosis. People feel anxious, restless, or depressed not because of personal pathology, but because the collective soul of our culture has lost touch with its roots. He wrote, "The lack of meaning in life is a soul sickness whose full extent and import our age has not yet begun to comprehend." To Jung, the crisis of meaning wasn't a sign of doom. It was a call to awaken. Jung believed that the unconscious, the vast, hidden dimension of the psyche, is not just a storage place for repressed memories, but a living source of wisdom and creativity. It speaks to us through dreams, symbols, myths, and intuition, what Jung called the language of the soul. But modern people, he said, have forgotten how to listen. We live entirely from the ego, the part of us that plans, controls, and seeks approval. But meaning arises not from control, but from connection, especially connection to the unconscious self. The unconscious holds what we've lost: our buried instincts, our archetypal stories, and our connection to something larger than personal life. When we ignore it, life feels hollow. When we reconnect with it, life begins to glow again with purpose. Jung didn't mean we should abandon reason. He meant we should balance it, unite the rational with the symbolic, the conscious with the unconscious. So, how do we restore meaning in a world that's lost it? Jung believed the key lies in re-establishing dialogue with the unconscious, learning to live in relationship with the deeper layers of the psyche. This begins with awareness, paying attention to dreams, synchronicities, and the subtle emotional currents that move beneath daily life. Dreams, for Jung, were not random. They were messages from the self, attempting to guide the ego toward balance and wholeness. He also encouraged active imagination, a method of consciously engaging with inner images and symbols. Instead of suppressing fantasies or emotions, one dialogues with them, allowing the unconscious to speak through art, writing, or visualization. Jung found that when people began this inner work, something remarkable happened. Their sense of isolation diminished. They no longer felt alone in the universe, but part of a greater unfolding pattern. In other words, meaning returned, not because life became easier, but because it became alive. Jung saw that human beings need myth as much as we need air. Myths are not false stories. They are symbolic expressions of universal psychological truths. When myths die, we don't stop believing. We just start believing in lesser things. Consumerism, politics, celebrity culture, all become substitutes for the old gods. But Jung believed we could rediscover myth not through nostalgia, but through personal experience. The archetypes, the hero, the mother, the trickster, the wise old man, still live within us, shaping our dreams and longings. When we understand these inner forces, our personal lives become part of something greater. A breakup is no longer just pain, it's a descent into the underworld. A career change becomes the hero's call to adventure. Suffering becomes initiation, the gateway to transformation. Symbols reconnect us to meaning by showing that every human experience, even loss, participates in a larger story. For Jung, the ultimate answer to the crisis of meaning was the process he called individuation, the journey of becoming whole. Individuation is not self-improvement, it's self-realization. It means recognizing and integrating all aspects of oneself, the conscious and the unconscious, the light and the shadow. When we embrace our inner complexity, we move closer to what Jung called the self, the organizing center of the psyche, the image of wholeness that transcends the ego. Living from the self doesn't remove pain or uncertainty, but it gives them context. We begin to see life not as a series of random events, but as a meaningful unfolding guided by an inner pattern. Jung wrote, "Meaning makes a great many things endurable, perhaps everything." In that sense, reconnecting with the unconscious is not about escaping reality, but deepening it. It's about rediscovering a dialogue with the mystery that lies at the heart of existence. So what might a meaningful life look like today, in our hyper-connected, attention-fractured age? It doesn't require retreating from the world. It requires returning to it consciously. It means slowing down enough to feel, listening to dreams, creating something not for likes, but for the soul. It means seeking experiences that connect us, to nature, to art, to others, to silence. It means facing suffering honestly, not as a glitch to fix, but as a teacher with something to reveal. And above all, it means living symbolically, seeing the world not just as matter, but as meaning. As Jung put it, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. That light is meaning, and it begins always within. We live in an age of knowledge, but a famine of wisdom. We have mastered the external world, but forgotten the inner one. Yet the path back to meaning has never truly vanished. It's just waiting beneath the surface of our busy minds. It's there in your dreams, in your longings, in that quiet voice that whispers when everything else goes silent. Jung believed that the future of humanity depends on individuals who dare to make that inner journey, who rediscover the forgotten language of the soul and bring its wisdom back to the world. Maybe that journey begins with a simple question. Not what should I do, but what is my soul asking for? If this exploration inspired you, don't forget to subscribe to The Unfolding Journey for more deep dives into Jung, meaning, and the inner life. Together, let's keep exploring the mystery of being human and keep the light of meaning alive in the modern world.